Good morning and welcome to the first edition of our Eloquens of the Month interviews. My name is Aisley and I work in marketing here at Eloquens.
And I'm Zem Rocha, the author manager. Our inspiration behind these interviews is to begin sparking some connection between our users and authors. Eloquens aspires to create an intense yet friendly environment with constant discussion and a wide circulation of knowledge.
This series of interviews will allow you to get to meet your favorite authors and perhaps benefit from their background experiences.
Our first guest is an entrepreneur and chief operating officer at Drukka startup studio in Budapest. He has authored several publications on the venture builder model and is now in the midst of an exciting new project with the release of his new book, The Startup Studio Playbook. Joining us today, I'd like to introduce Attila Szigeti. Welcome, Attila. It's a pleasure to have you.
Hey guys, thanks. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited for this discussion.
Nice.
Now, Attila, job titles aside, how is it that you describe yourself and your profession?
I'm an entrepreneur. Before that, I was working for multinational companies, but I had to realize that there is so much technological change in our world, and so many opportunities that if I want to be in charge of my life, then really entrepreneurship is the best way. And finding a good problem worth solving, creating a solution for that, so building a startup. So this is how I started 2 or 3 years ago, but I realized that the traditional, the conventional startup building way is, let's say, challenging. When 9 out of 10 startups fail, then I thought that we really have to improve the recipe. And that's why I started to work with startup studios.
Very nice. So could you tell us more about your career path and your studies that led up to this?
Yeah. I'm a college dropout. I started to learn engineering, but I realized that it's too deep, it's too technical for me. So instead of continuing my studies, I went to work for IBM. I did some IT security related technical work and then project management. And later I continued on the same career path at Citigroup. And in 2014 I quit so I can build my first startup. The idea that I had was to build an online platform that helps people to develop their public speaking skills. And for 1 year, I was working on this idea together with a team, went through the standard startup building steps like customer interviews, validation, prototyping, and so on, but it didn't work out. So after that, I was looking for alternative methods and models, and that's how I learned about startup studios, organizations that build startups in a repeatable way from internal resources, like Rocket Internet, like Betaverse, like eFounders, Adventures, and such. And we realized that if this model works in Western Europe and in North America, then we can do the same here in Hungary. And this is why I started research, gathering best practices, trends, and I put all this in different publications. And in parallel of this, we started to build our own studio here in Hungary.
Wow, I was saying a proper entrepreneur. Very nice.
Really interesting. Can you tell me what are you passionate about in your personal life and in your professional life?
In my professional life, it's about making a difference. Doing something that gives value to people around me, not just for me, but people around me, and also freedom to do whatever I want to do is a big passion. Of course, it involves usually a lot of work, but at least work about the topics I care about. So, like freedom, making a difference. And startup studios is like a good accumulation of all these. In personal life, I like to dance. And nowadays I'm also learning how to paint, how to play the piano. So it's like I'm trying to cultivate as many different talents or potential talents as possible to have a whole life.
Very nice. What kind of music do you like?
Classical,
Classical.
usually.
Nice, very good. So, could you tell us a little more about the new book you published, Startup Studio Playbook, or about any other exciting new projects that you have currently?
Yeah, the book was like the grand final of my research project. I interviewed a lot of successful entrepreneurs and startup studios, and they were amazing people to share their all their knowledge, their wisdom, and I put all these interviews, all these best practices in a book that helps people to uh, to build new startup studios, to transform existing agencies into studios, to show how investors and solo entrepreneurs can benefit from this approach. And now I'm preparing the second edition because I released the first version last year, November, but so much changed. There are now so many new trends, lessons, new studios that I want to continuously update this book to always show the best and the newest for people who are just starting on this path. And apart from that, we are building our own startups here at Drukka. This year, we managed to convince external angel investors to invest money into our studio, which is it's breaking the ice. It's finally convincing investors that they really can trust this model. So now we are building 8, 9 more startups, and I have really high hopes for these, not just because our own success, but because if we can show good enough case studies that entrepreneurs and investors can see, and they see that there is really a huge return from the startup studio model, then there will be many more of these organizations.
Wow, yeah, sounds like you have your plate full out there. That's great.
Doing my best.
Yeah. As you know, Eloquens is part of a startup studio as well. So we would like to discuss your relationship with Eloquens. So how did you find out about Eloquens and how do you use it?
Actually, I was in touch with Antoine and with your startup studio. Actually, your studio wrote a chapter into the book about creating a strategy for startup studios. And a few months ago, when I started a crowdfunding campaign for the second edition of the book, we talked with the team. And he mentioned that you have this new platform called Eloquens. I hope I pronounce it right. And that this is like a collection of business-related tools and publications. And you know, my target group with the book and with the other publications are entrepreneurs. And so using Eloquens to publish my work seemed like a very strong, good choice. So after that, I registered, and it was very easy. I think I uploaded one publication, my original research report about startup studios, and I will upload some more materials as time goes. And it's a really convenient way to reach those people who should care about such topics.
Great, yeah, I agree with you. It's a great place for entrepreneurs to meet people like yourself who can provide more insight on things as such.
Yeah, and it's very good that your platform has strong built-in options, opportunities to get in touch with the readers, with the buyers. So it's like a good way to create a community and engage those people who care about your work.
Definitely, yeah. So yeah, speaking about your tool, could you tell us more about the tool you published, Startup Studio Trends Report?
Yeah, when we started this whole startup studio thing, we wanted to know what are the actual market trends, what do the numbers show. So I collected 50 plus, a list of 50 plus startup studios and 200 companies that these studios produced, and I took publicly available data like AngelList, Crunchbase, and similar data sources to find out how these studios perform. Is it really better method to build startups? And I compared a lot of numbers, and I put all these results in a presentation, 25 slides, I believe, to convince ourselves and then also other people how startup studios are performing, how many companies are built with this model, how successful are they, how they do in terms of fundraising and exits, and all these results are in this report from 2015, and I believe that within the next few months I will create an updated version because a lot of stuff happened since then.
Wow, very nice. Sounds good. Your tool, Attila's tool, is also available for purchase. It's only $7, I believe, and it's very useful, I thought.
Yeah, so great. Sounds like you have a lot of expertise which our users could benefit from. It has been a pleasure talking with you today, and I hope our viewers have enjoyed our discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Attila. I hope you continue helping guide professionals with your knowledge in the years to come. And that wraps it up for this edition of our Author of the Month interviews. And thank you for the viewers for watching. Attila, is there anything you wanted to say to the viewers?
Thank you, and if you have any question related to startup studios or venture builders, you can easily engage me on Eloquens, and I'm happy to answer all these kind of questions. And thank you very much for this great discussion.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys next month. Bye-bye.